Welcome back into Dsi. Now, Jeff, before we get into our week ahead, we're going to do our own little version of good news. If you're watching on Facebook Live, you've seen the comment, but our 47 ABC sports team wants to send a huge shout out to the Berlin Little League 11 and 12-year-olds who captured the Maryland state title for the Major League Division earlier this afternoon. As you can see, by a score of 6-0. Wow, a shutout. They are moving on to the East Regionals in Bristol, Connecticut, where they will get a familiar face, Milton, Delaware. So traveling all the way up there to just play a team that's about an hour away. So congrats to the boys from Berlin. And, you know, so much Little League going on right now. So many teams advancing to state tournaments and state title games and everything in between. So, you know, it's just tough to get a hang of it because there's so many leagues and everything. And it's a lot of fun, especially in this area. Of course, baseball, a very popular sport here on the Eastern Shore, but we could see some of these kids at the next level. You don't know. And that's the thing. We have these photos, which we, of course, love being sent to our inbox on Facebook, or our emails, nonetheless, whichever you prefer. But these kids, we don't know what's going to happen. You never know. They grow up, they could be playing here at one of these schools here on the shore, and then could blow up to be the next, player on the Cody Bellinger. You never know. We've had some Little League players that have gone on to play not only in the MLB, but other leagues as well. I can think of Chris Drury, who used to play Little League baseball. He won the Little League World Series. Then he went on to become most likely an NHL Hall of Famer. He used to play for the Sabres, so it's always cool to see. But, Jeff, speaking of people putting in that off-season work, up here at the top level, we got a special person coming up on next week's episode, so give us a little preview. Yeah, so it seems like we're talking about him really, all show long. Yeah, but Jaden Baker, of course, from Y-High, the rising sophomore, going to be an upperclassman this year, the only sophomore to make the first team All-Bayside last year. So, you think he's going to be the Bayside Player of the Year. After speaking with him yesterday, I absolutely concur. I think that this young man absolutely has the right mindset to move forward. So he will be featured Monday night, 5:30 during the news hour, 10 o'clock on the CW, 11 o'clock on ABC, on After the Whistle. And the cool thing about Jaden, I looked at him and I said, did you put on weight this offseason? He said, yeah, about 15 to 20 pounds of muscle. This offseason. He was a skinny kid before. And he was a skinny kid, so now he's putting in that work. So it's impressive. Y-High, they were 24-1 last year. Undefeated 24-0 heading into that state playoff run. So they lost early, but he had something interesting to say about that loss. So, Monday night, like you said, you have to tune in. Monday night, of course, those 3 times, as we mentioned, Jaden Baker on After the Whistle. And before we go, we obviously have to tease next week's DSI. We can't give away many details, but it's a show that you won't want to miss. We're announcing a special event with a couple live interviews in studio, and that's all that we really can say about that coming up next Saturday on DSI right here at the same time. So be sure you tune in then as well. That's right, and we have a lot more in store as we head through, the football end of July and then into August as well. Yeah. So a lot going on. Exactly. So that's all we really got. So unfortunately, it's that time of the night. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Delmarva Sports Insider. That's right, and be sure to keep up with us all week long on Facebook and Twitter at 47ABC Sports. Same time next week. We'll see you.